What's up, you guys? It's your girl Brianna Elise, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of my favorite products of all time. These are products that gave me such nostalgia, made me feel so happy, brought me back to a place of a 17-year-old girl who just loved to do her own makeup and who loved watching YouTube tutorials. So I hope that you guys get some inspiration from this video to kind of just dig into what you already have, fall back in love with some of your favorite products, and to just kind of remember why you became a beauty lover in the first place. So without further ado, if you want to see how I achieved this look, just keep on watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Alright, you guys, so I've already prepped my brows off camera. I am, like I said, today's video is using all of my favorite products, like my favorite products of all time. So this is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. I used this in my last video to do my brows. I love this. This is such a great affordable option, and I never really spend a lot of money when it comes to my brow products. I think this is just as great as Brow Wiz, just as great as anything on the market, and it only costs like $8. So let's go on to eyeshadow. My favorite eyeshadow palette of all time is, and you're gonna be able to tell how much I love her by how beat up this palette is. This is the Confidence palette by Profusion. This is a 21 shade palette. I got this at TJ Maxx a long time ago for $6.99. $7 for 21 eyeshadows. Look at the range in this palette. This is really me in a palette. I'm really a warm girl. I love those beautiful kind of red chocolatey colors. I just love brown, and I also love the shimmers in here. This is such a pretty palette and so affordable. As you can see, I've hit pan on 2 of these, and like hitting pan on this big of a palette is a huge accomplishment, okay? I really want to do a nice little smoky brown type of look. I'm just gonna take this e.l.f. blending brush. For my transition shade, I'm going to use this shade right here. It's called Likeable. With all the new stuff that's coming out on the market and all the videos that, you know, influence you to buy stuff and hauls and all that stuff, it can be so easy to kind of get into the hype and always want to try new stuff. But I feel like there's nothing better than just your group of products that you have that have been with you for so long that you know that no matter what, they're gonna work for you. I first started doing makeup, I had these products, and I still use these products 7 years later that have just grown with me and that I've just loved. And I just think that's so important. Get your products, stick to them, find out what works for you. Find those holy grail products that you cannot live without. Don't get me wrong, I still try stuff though, but there's certain stuff where I'm just like, I love you so much. And if I had to go without you, I honestly don't know what I would do, sis. I'm gonna go into the shade Switch. I just want to build some depth, but I don't want it to get too dark because I do want that brown to really be super sultry and sexy. I'm just gonna go into that beautiful deep chocolate shade. It's called Bombshell. I want to kind of do just a simple brown look and kind of just really focus on the base today, because that's really my favorite part of doing my makeup is my base. You don't have to know how to do a fancy wing liner. You don't have to know how to do all this extra stuff, child, but as long as you have a perfect base routine and you have a base that will not fail you, I think that's the most important part. And I'm really packing that on the entire lid. And look at, oh, something about brown on brown eyes is just really pretty. I just love brown. I'm really not a colorful girl, but I did buy this this pink and purple palette from Colored Rain, and I really want to play with it because I actually really do like purples on my eyes as well. And I just went and packed that on. Super simple. And all I'm gonna do is just blend that out, and then we're gonna move on to the base. So now I'm just gonna prep the face for foundation, and my favorite of all time, she is that girl. She is the moment. She is the OG. She walked so that Halo Liquid Filter could run, and so that the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter could run. She is MAC Strobe Cream. I've been using MAC Strobe Cream probably since I was 17. So for the past 7, almost 8 years, I've been using this. And I just love this. It gives the skin such a beautiful glow. Now, she's not cheap. She's not cheap. So let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But I think that she's just a great staple to have in any makeup collection. It just gives the most beautiful radiance to the skin. Even the smell just brings me back to being a teenager in my mom's house, in my room, at my vanity, doing makeup and watching Juicy Jazz. I'm gonna go in with my favorite foundation. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. It gives the skin such a healthy and glowing look, and it looks like skin. This is buildable, but it's not buildable to where it looks nasty. It doesn't cling to dry patches. It doesn't cling to any texture for me. And when I tell you guys, I'm not even joking. I was at work one day and there was 2 patients that had come, and I was at the reception desk and they're like, "What do you have on your skin? Your skin looks like porcelain." 2 of them on the same day, I kid you not. And I told them it was this. And I'm like, if foundation is making people come up to me and asking me what I have on my skin, that means that it looks really good. So yes, I highly recommend this foundation. I think it's so beautiful on the skin. This is the shade 9 Neutral. And I just take it on the back of my hand, about 2 pumps. And then I just put it on the skin. I get a lot of compliments on this foundation. I really like it. I feel like if people compliment me on my base, I feel like that compliments me on my base, telling me I smell good. That's pretty much the 2 best compliments you could ever give me as a woman, in my opinion. I like the Charlotte Beautiful Skin blended in with a brush. It's my favorite brush for blending in foundation. This is the Kashima Flat. This is the Kashima Flat Top Kabuki, and I got this off Amazon. Just go ahead and I start buffing this into the skin. Honestly, you guys, this is what I was expecting the Makeup Mario foundation to be for me. I was expecting it to make me feel the same way as Charlotte Tilbury, and unfortunately I didn't have that experience because I felt like my face was patchy, breaking up, and looking like crap. So, and I was discouraged because I really wanted to like that foundation because Makeup by Mario has such a beautiful base for his makeup always looks so amazing on his models. And I honestly I'm gonna just go out and flat out say it that I honestly feel like that foundation is geared towards people that have more perfect, near perfect skin, like model skin. I don't think it's really for people that have a bunch of texture, people who have a lot of scarring or hyperpigmentation. I just don't. I think that it's geared towards a certain skin type. And if you don't have that skin type, it might not work for you. And then I just go in with a beauty blender. Well, this is the Real Technique sponge. And then I just go in and I just blend that out a little bit more. I'm gonna add 1 more pump. Do you guys have like a ride or die foundation? I was never, you know what? When I was in high school, I didn't really wear like foundation. I used to just use MAC Face and Body, which is a super light, it might as well be like a tinted moisturizer. And I used to love that back then. But then as I got older, I wanted more coverage, I guess. I didn't even have like any blemishes to really hide. But then I started using the Maybelline Fit Me like everybody else and their mother back then. And I also always loved that one too. I think that's a tried and true favorite foundation. I wouldn't say the coverage on this Charlotte Tilbury is super full coverage or anything like that, but I personally really like it. I just love the look that it gives the skin. Very airbrushed, very pretty, very natural. I'm gonna go into my favorite of all time concealers, and Fit Me by Maybelline, Maybelline Fit Me, the original OG. First, I'm going to go in with this shade Sand. This is the shade 20. And I'm going to go under the eyes. This is more close to my skin tone, so I want to use this one first. And then I'm going to go in with another shade to kind of brighten the under eyes a little bit. But I just want this to kind of neutralize that darkness under the eye, because I'm tired. Maybelline Fit Me was such a huge, she did her thing in the game, okay? And people are still using her. She's like LA Girl Pro Concealer. It's like we may have gotten Tarte Shape Tape. We may have gotten NARS Creamy Creamy. We may have gotten NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. We may have gotten all these other girls, but Maybelline has never sweated because she always knows that she's gonna be that girl no matter what. And we love her for that. We really do. And she's cheap. I mean, you don't have to break your pockets to get her. You can get her for $7. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade 15, and 15 is light. And I'm gonna go in and highlight underneath my eyes with this shade. And I'm gonna go a little bit heavier on this, and I'm gonna bring it a little bit further down. I love this concealer because it reminds me of being young and not having a lot of money to be trying a lot of stuff. And to give the skin a little bit of a contour, I'm gonna use the same Maybelline Fit Me, but I'm using the shade 50. This is in the color Cafe. And I'm gonna go like that because I like to bring myself in. And then I'm gonna also do a couple dots on the forehead. Blend the contour out first with this Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques. And I like doing this because I do have more of a round face, and I feel like it really just kind of makes me start blending this out on these areas before it dries down too much. That's also the thing. It's so workable too. It's not like a concealer that will dry down super quick and then you can't work with it. It gives you a lot of flexibility in that sense where you can really do what you got to do. And do you see, it literally took me no effort at all to blend it in, and it's not all getting absorbed into the Beauty Blender. Just a really nice natural bright under the eye. Do you guys see what I mean about that foundation? And stuff blends on top of it like a dream. It's like no effort. And I find that Maybelline Fit Me is one of the only concealers that I don't get creasing with. Favorite setting powder, Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I love this powder. And obviously you guys know this has been around forever. I like to take some of the product onto the top, and then I like to take this brush, and what I do is I just gently set under the eyes first. Because I think that kind of just sets it into place before I bake, and then baking is what's going to lock it in. But this initial set with that light dusting of powder is, I think, what gives me that really nice flawless under eye that I really like. Just gonna bake underneath the eyes. While that's setting for a little bit, I'm gonna go in with one of my favorite contour palettes. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is the Wet n Wild Megaglo contouring palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. And I'm going to take that shade on the right. This is a Real Techniques brush. And I'm gonna take that and kind of just reinforce. Now I'm gonna go favorite bronzer of all time. This is Fenty Beauty Bronzer in Island Ting. And I'm gonna go pretty heavy on the bronzer because I like to be bronzy. I really like this bronzer because it is really a nice shade. And I just think that it's super blendable and it really does give great complexion and a bronze to the skin. And I will repurchase this. You can see the FB is almost already faded out of this. So I do use this quite often. I'm gonna go ahead and dust that off with my favorite e.l.f. flat top brush. And then set the rest of my face. I'm going to use this Maybelline New York Shine Free Loose Powder. Love this powder. Alyssa Ashley on YouTube got me using this powder years ago and I never stopped using it. It's a loose powder, I just take a little. I don't like to over powder, so I'm just gonna go ahead, take that, tap off the excess, and just tap that onto the rest of my face. I just think it gives just a really nice, like I said, shine free kind of look. And if you want to go for a more dewy look, you can. I usually do like dewy, but I can always bring the dew back with some Fix Plus. It's no biggie. Now I'm gonna go in with blush. I'm going to use Luminoso by Milani. I hope some of you guys are getting like nostalgia watching this video if you've watched makeup YouTube for a long time. She is an OG. I'm gonna go ahead and take that onto a brush. I'm kind of gonna be heavy-handed with the blush today. Do you see that? Such a beautiful, just effortless, pretty, and it does have some shimmer in it, but it's such a pretty blush. It's no more than $8, and it's just such a favorite of mine. It never stopped being a favorite, and I'm always gonna use it no matter what new hot blush comes onto the market. I'm just gonna take a spoolie. I'm gonna be using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in white, or no, sorry, this is in the shade Milk. And I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. And when I tell you guys, there's something about putting white on the lower lash line, opens up the eyes and makes the eyes look really vibrant and awake and pretty and feminine. And this Jumbo Eye Pencil is no more than $3. Maybe no more than $5. It stays in the waterline, it has lasting power, and they have so many different colors. You can also use this as a base for the eyes if you're going with something really dramatic or bold, and it works really well as a eyeshadow base. Before I go in with my mascara, I'm gonna go in to my tried and true, my all-time favorite, my 8-year love, something I will never stop using, MAC Fix Plus. For mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and use Essence Lash Princess. So I'm gonna go in with NYX Professional. This is the shade Nutmeg in the lip liner. And I really love NYX's lip products and eye pencils because they're so affordable. And I'm gonna go in with my all-time favorite lipstick from the drugstore. I've been using this since I was like 17. This is Milani. I forgot what the line is called, but this is the Milani lipstick in the shade Teddy Bear, number 29. The smell, guys, I'm getting so nostalgic in this video. It's such a pretty nude. What would a favorites video be without NYX Butter Gloss? This is in the shade Fortune Cookie. NYX Butter Gloss, they're affordable, they are creamy, they're not sticky, they have a ton of different colors. All right, you guys, this is the finished look using a bunch of my favorite products, some of them almost 8-year plus products. And I hope that you guys really enjoy this video, and I also hope that it gives some inspiration to start using the things that you love, that you used to love. Start using those products again. It's your girl Brianna Elise, and I'm out.